A massive bowl of Arctic air is forming over Canada, and this is not a routine cold snap. This is the kind of setup meteorologists watch closely because when all the pieces line up like this, temperatures can plunge to levels we only see once every decade or two. The polar vortex is wobbling, the jet stream is twisting into extreme waves, and Canada is sitting directly in the firing line. If you enjoy true winter, this is your moment. If not, this is where you prepare, because the cold coming later this week could be among the most intense many regions have experienced in years. Let's start with what's driving this. High above the ground, in the stratosphere, the polar vortex has weakened and shifted off balance. When that happens, it no longer keeps Arctic air locked neatly over the North Pole. Instead, chunks of that brutally cold air can break free and surge south. That's exactly what's unfolding right now. The jet stream has become extremely wavy, diving far south and then surging far north. Meteorologists call this a highly meridional pattern. In simple terms, it allows cold air to pour south in deep troughs while blocking ridges prevent it from escaping. Two major blocks are in place. One over Alaska, and another near Greenland. These act like walls, trapping the cold and forcing it southward into central and eastern Canada. Meanwhile, the Pacific jet has been relentless this winter, shunting milder air along the west coast and keeping the cold focused east of the Rockies. The result is a classic Arctic outbreak, and the signals are unusually strong and well aligned. Now let's talk impacts, starting with the prairies. The Arctic air risk across Saskatchewan and Manitoba is high. Eastern Alberta will feel the edge of this cold, but Saskatchewan and Manitoba take a direct hit beginning early Thursday. By Friday morning, parts of eastern Saskatchewan and much of Manitoba are expected to plunge into the -40 range, with daytime highs struggling to rise out of the -30s. To put that into perspective, these kinds of daytime temperatures are extremely rare in the modern climate. Estevan has only recorded 3 daytime highs below -30 since the year 2000. Yorkton has seen just 5. Brandon, Manitoba, has only experienced 2 such days in the past 25 years. And yet, this outbreak has the potential to place several communities right back into the territory. By Saturday, the core of the cold shifts east, but the prairies won't get much relief. Overnight lows remain dangerously cold, wind chills plunge even further, and frostbite becomes a serious concern in minutes, not hours. Now let's move into Ontario, where the cold risk is also high. By Thursday night, northwestern Ontario will already be deep in the -30s. Then, as the Arctic air surges south on Friday, temperatures collapse across the province. Southern Ontario drops into the -20s. Eastern Ontario, including areas around Algonquin Park and east of Georgian Bay, may approach -30. Communities like Barrie and Peterborough could flirt with that threshold as well, especially overnight. Saturday could bring some of the coldest daytime highs Ontario has seen this century. Toronto's forecast high sits near -16, which would make it the coldest daytime high since January 2018. Ottawa is expected to struggle near -21, also its coldest daytime temperature in several years. It's worth noting just how rare extreme cold has become in southern Ontario. Pearson International Airport has not recorded -30 since January 1994. While it is not expected to reach that mark this time, the fact that we're even discussing it tells you how serious this setup is. Next, we head into Quebec. Once again, the Arctic air risk is high. Montreal's coldest stretch arrives Saturday into Sunday, with daytime highs struggling to climb above -20. In today's climate, that is uncommon. Montreal has only recorded about 10 days with daytime highs below -20 since the year 2000, and most of those were clustered back in January 2004. Could Montreal hit -30? It's not the most likely outcome, but it is within reach if skies clear, winds ease, and cooling becomes efficient. If it happens, it would be the first time since January 1994. Across the rest of Quebec, especially inland and northern regions, temperatures will be even colder, with wind chills pushing into extremely dangerous territory. Now let's look at Atlantic Canada. The Arctic air risk here is also high, though coastal moderation will play a role. Northwestern New Brunswick will feel the sharpest edge of the cold, with daytime highs buried in the -20s by Saturday. Elsewhere across New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and parts of Nova Scotia, expect several days where daytime highs remain in the negative teens, with overnight lows sinking into the -20s inland. The Atlantic Ocean prevents this from becoming a historic cold event right along the coast, but make no mistake, this will still feel severe and prolonged. Now, let's zoom out and compare this outbreak to others this century. One of the best ways to judge cold strength is to look about 1.5 kilometers above the ground, where weather balloons measure temperatures unaffected by cities or terrain. When we do that, the verdict becomes clear. This Arctic intrusion ranks among the strongest upper air cold events of the 2000s for parts of central and eastern North America. Using Buffalo, New York, as a proxy for southern Ontario, upper air temperatures during this event are forecast to rival the coldest outbreaks of the past 25 years. Comparable events occurred in January 2004, January 2014, February 2016, and January 2018. This time, temperatures aloft are expected to fall into the -25 to -28 range, putting this event in the same league as those historic cold snaps. That tells us something important. This isn't just a cold surface event. This is deep, structural cold from the top down. And when cold runs that deep, it tends to stick around. While some moderation may occur early next week, there are signs the Arctic air mass will linger, keeping temperatures below seasonal well into the final stretch of January. So what does this mean for you? It means preparing for extreme cold, dangerous wind chills, increased strain on vehicles and infrastructure, and heightened risk for frostbite and hypothermia. It also means staying informed, because even small changes in wind or cloud cover can make a big difference during an outbreak like this. This is winter reminding us who's in charge. If you want continued updates as this Arctic blast unfolds, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'll be tracking this system closely and breaking down what it means for your region as confidence increases. Stay warm, stay safe, and stay tuned.